Alright everyone, well, a lot of things just happened, okay? First of all, we got instructions to begin descent, which as you can see from here, we are descending. I have changed our speed back to 280, even though you can't see it because this thing is blocking it. And we're descending, alright? We also turned to a different heading, and they gave us our approach. Now we're going to be flying the ILS approach to runway 33 right. And ILS stands for Instrument Landing System. Basically that means that once we get close, our plane is going to intercept the glide scope, and which is going to keep our altitude at a good altitude for descent into the runway. And also it's going to intercept, I forget what the horizontal one is called, but it's going to intercept the horizontal one that'll keep us lined up with the middle of the runway. And the autopilot will handle that. So they said 33 right, so I just put that into my GPS, and I also looked for the frequency, as you can see here, for ILS runway 33 right on my GPS. And as you can see, the code is 111.9. That's the code for the ILS 33 right. So on my radio here, I set 111.9 into my navigation radio and made it active. So now, that means that this nav is going to be tracking this station. And so when it picks it up, which is the ILS to our runway, it's going to pick it up and give us our glide scope and our horizontal component here. See, we're getting instructions now to turn again. To 225, so we're going to go ahead and turn to 225. Okay, and so this is our GPS now, and as you can see, excuse me. Let's get this hand off here. As you can see, this is the airport, and this tiny pink line here is our approach that we're going to fly. As you can see, we're now over the Gulf of Mexico. They're turning us. They're going to give us directions to descend again here pretty shortly. And because we're down to 20,000 now. And they're going to be turning us towards this. And once we get closer and to a lower altitude, our autopilot, like I said, is going to pick up this ILS, and it's going to guide us in. So right now, I'm just doing what they want me to do, and following instructions here. Hopefully they turn me to the right here pretty quick, because if not, things can get messy. I don't actually know what they have us doing right now. But hopefully we'll find out. But anyway, I'm waiting any second for them to give us another instruction here, which they probably should be doing. We need to be turning to the right and descending more, but they're not telling me to do this for some reason. I don't like the looks of this so far. the air traffic control in this game, here we go, all the way down to 8,000. What about turning us? Alright, so we're going to have to watch and pay attention when we get to 10,000 feet, because we got to reduce our speed. As you can see, the autopilot is descending us. It's also maintaining our speed at 280. And our heading at 225 right now. Like I said, I'm kind of waiting for them to turn me to the right. But again, once we hit 18,000 feet and go below, our altimeter settings are going to start changing. No, I really don't know what they're doing. Really?
Transition altitude, Captain.
Okay, and see, immediately it gives us the warning about our altimeter, so I'm gonna hit it and it's gonna go crazy. Whoop! There it goes, way down. We're running, it looks like we're running into some turbulence again. It's the Gulf, which for some reason we're flying more and more into, even though, here we go. Even though that's not much of a turn at all. This is not much of a turn. There's no way they have us on base from this far out. I mean, if I zoom in one time, I can't even see the airport on my GPS. Turn this any more than this? Alright, once it hits 14,000 here, I think I'm going to drop my speed back, give it plenty enough time to slow itself down. So let's go ahead and drop the speed.
Speed 250, set and check.
Alright, so it'll start slowing down. See the engine starting to taper off. Any day now. Really wish I knew what was going on as far as why we haven't turned. It did tell us 33 right, and that's... Whoops. Select approach. Right there, ILS. Well, I was afraid of this. They're giving us the IFR clearance all the way out here. Now here's the problem that's going to happen because this game's air traffic control is horrible. We're going to pass up where we need to turn before the ILS ever picks up the signal. And that's exactly what's going to happen, and we're going to be screwed. Watch. Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. So I am going to have to... Oh man, I'm going to have to manually try to do this, which is going to be a giant pain because the computer's stupid.
Descending below 10,000 feet.
Oh, this is dumb. Well, I'm not bringing it that low. I'm going to bring it down to about 4,000. But you see here, until things pop up here on the side, it means that the... Oh, the localizer. That's what this is. This is the localizer, this is the glide scope. And it means we're not picking it up. And we're going to pass right through where we need to turn before this ever picks it up. Because for some reason, they didn't get us close enough. And they had us all the way out over the Gulf of Mexico before they gave us the clearance. Oh, this happens all the time with this stupid game. The air traffic control is horrendous. That is the one downfall of this game, is the horrible air traffic control. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to try to manually line this up and get closer until the glide scope and localizer pick up. Because it's not going to do it before we... It's not going to do it when we need it to do it. Which is retarded. But... Oh man, I hate when the air traffic control does this. And they're not going to give us, that clearance means they're not going to give us any more instructions at all until I contact the tower. So we are literally on our own here. We're still not picking it up. We're still too far away. This frickin' sucks. I'm sorry, I'm not bringing it to 1,600 feet this far out from the airport, sorry. Bring it down to, like I said, 4,000. We'll keep it there until we can, until we get closer, until we intercept the localizer, because we're leveling out at 4,000. I'm gonna have to manually turn here in a second because the localizer is not gonna be intercepted thanks to the horrendous ATC. Excellent. Excellent. This is great. Oh, this is awesome. Now let's see, they're doing it to him too. 63 miles away from the airport and they're giving him clearance. Giving him approach clearance 63 miles out. Makes no sense. Just praying that we might hit the localizer, but see, he's about the same distance out I am. 48, I'm 49 miles. You see anybody? We got a Continental and a Taka. I don't see them. That's just a regional jet. I don't see these other two planes. Well, the nav is active, but we're just not close enough in, bottom line, for it to pick it up yet. So let's go ahead and turn a little bit. Let's turn to 310. So you can see what we're supposed to be is 327, but oh, looks like we passed it up, so it looks like we may not have a choice but to go ahead and turn to 320 at least. Might as well bring it to 27. I'm going to descend to 3,000 too while we're at it. Yeah, we freaking passed it. Great. Oh man. Usually what the ATC is supposed to do is get you flying perpendicular to your runway, close enough to where you can intercept the localizer, then they clear you. Then from there, you can intercept the localizer and it'll take you in. But as you can see, they gave us the clearance too far out for the localizer to pick us up, and therefore you're seeing problems. Oh, you see these bands here? I think once we hit this first blue line here, I think we should pick up the localizer. And then we might be in business. We're still 37 miles out. Alright, well we're crossing it right now. So I would think that pretty soon we should be picking up something. Even if it's just the localizer and not yet the glide scope. Go ahead and turn a little bit more to the right here. I'm not picking anything up yet. Oh, well this is going to take way longer than I anticipated for it to take. Like I said, I did not expect them to give us clearance over the freaking Gulf of Mexico, but they did. Come on, how close we gotta be for this localizer? I do have the right radio code, don't I? ILS 33 right, 111.9, I've got it. This makes no sense. Let's go ahead and take it down a little bit. That's not the airport, by the way.
2,500.
There is our little warning thing letting us know. This is the airport back over here, I believe. Or that could be Hobby. I'm really confused at this point why we're not picking up the localizer, at least. Aha, there it is. However, can't do anything until this glide scope here pops up to the top. Because if not, it's going to mess up our altitude. It's going to be hard to recapture it. I'm going to go ahead and slow her down here to about 200. But it's slowing up. Means we're going to have to do some flap work. See how the plane's starting to tilt up like that? We need to put the flaps down to get some lift. So as you can see here are the flaps. Here's the Continental inbound to our runway. All I'm waiting for is for us to come under this glide scope right here. And then, once that happens, I'm going to go ahead and set the autopilot to track the approach right there. That must be the Taka right here. No? Juliet Mike. What the hell is that? Oh, there it is. You see it? Popped right back up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the approach. And now what that's going to do is it's going to see how it's turning. It's going to line us up here with this straight path here, the localizer. And we're going to be back in business here because I've done this, like I said, multiple times from this thing screwing us over, and I know how to fix that. As you can see here, we're kind of low. There's downtown Houston over there on the left. So it's going to line us up here. It's going to swing us to the left here in a minute. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and pull back the speed a little bit too. We're going to be doing more with the flaps here in a second. Zoom in. Over the flaps, and here, see, here goes the localizer. And what my autopilot's going to do is it's going to track that localizer. And it's going to line us up with the runway. See, we're falling in behind these two planes. And once this starts moving down, it's going to track this, and it's going to keep this and this level, which means our altitude will be good, we'll be descending at a good rate, and we'll be lined up with the runway. See, there's Houston over there. Right now the autopilot's just trying to get this centered, and then it'll hold it there, but it's having trouble because I had to do some manual adjusting, which normally you don't really have to do if the air traffic control does what it's supposed to do. Now actually I like to come in for a landing with this, the virtual cockpit, because it gives more of a realistic view of what's happening. So when we actually get close to putting this thing on the ground, I will go ahead. As you can see, we're pretty low here. Frame rates are kind of low right now, but there's Houston in the back. This PC has very low gaming capabilities. Our flaps down again. Some more. At this point, we really don't even need the GPS anymore, to be completely honest with you. Because now, you notice here, see it says ID right there? It means it's picking up the frequency. So, really the only thing we need at this point is these two gauges and our own two eyes. As you can see, here's our runway up here. This little strip, this little gray strip there is our runway that we're going to land on. And I'm going to go ahead now and contact the Houston Tower and let them know we're on the way. Okay, we're 12 miles out, we're on track. So this actually turned out okay. Sometimes though, sometimes it doesn't work out this well and you wind up blowing the whole landing because of the freaking air traffic control. So we are okay right now, we are fine. We are on track, we're at a good speed. We caught the localizer, now we're just waiting for the glide scope. And we're in good business. I'm going to go ahead and dial back the speed a little bit again, back to 160. Landing speed is about 140, 145, which I'll do once we're clear to land. As you can see, here's another plane. What we may have to do is we may have to turn off traffic for a second, because if not, we may get interfered with trying to land, and I'm not going to be interfered with when I'm trying to land. So we may have to reset the traffic here when we get closer, but we'll worry about that. So you just told that plane to go around. Oh my God. I can't believe what just happened. An AI plane just flew into me. An AI plane just flew into me and we crashed, and that's it. That's the flight. It's over now. I can't land. I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to say right now. The AI plane crashed into us, and that ends the flight, and there's nothing I can do about it. Look at this. It collided with another aircraft. And I died. Many lives were lost. My fault. Well, guys, I greatly apologize. I really don't know what to say. I'm in shock. I put a lot of time and effort into this, and the computer AI crashed into me in midair, and now it's over. The flight's over. That's it. I can't land or anything. So I don't even know what to say right now. I'm in complete shock. But I greatly apologize. Obviously not my fault. Nothing I could do about that. And but at least you got to see some of it. At least you got to see the actual setup. And I was on a perfect approach to land, despite the problems, and that happens. So I don't know what to say, guys. I apologize. I wish that the computer didn't suck in this game, but it does, and there you go. So hopefully next time I'll be able to actually land, but that's a shocking end to my first flight. So hopefully in the future I'll actually be able to land, but other than that, I really don't know what to say.